Welcome back to the Hood Knees Fantasy Football Podcast. In this episode, we're going to go over a draft for a league that all three of us are in, kind of go over what our decisions were and why we made those decisions. I got my dogs with me here, MFB
Yes, sir.
and BBTB.
Yep.
And I'm your host, Keem, as usual. And if you're watching, you can see on the screen a couple of rounds. You can read through the names, but what we're going to do is just kind of go through each round and talk about our decisions, why we took certain players, why we didn't take another player above them, what we probably should have done, kind of go through them. I'm just going to go ahead and get started and walk through. First pick was Christian McCaffrey, then CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill. Pick number 4 was BBTB, and BBTB took Breece Hall. BBTB, talk to us.
So I took Breece Hall because I truly thought that the Jets were going to have a legit offense. You know, they looked really good, looked like they had all the pieces. Aaron Rodgers finally healthy. But with me, I'm a trader type of guy. And so my backfield, I was trying to reach for Devon Achane and I couldn't get him. So in my head throughout the draft, I was like, yo, I'm trading Breece Hall to go get Devon Achane and another player. And so that's what I pretty much did. I traded Breece Hall for Devon Achane and Travis Kelce.
And in your opinion, what pick would have been best here? Were you thinking about any other player? Or were you thinking, Breece number 1, that's it?
Like, were you considering Bijan here at all? Because that's what most people kind of had a predicament with in this slot.
No. Just because Tyler Algier getting those touches. Algier stopped getting those touches in week 6. And so that's what kind of screwed me. If I knew he would stop getting those touches, then obviously Bijan. But he technically wasn't clear RB1, so I was like, all right, let me just swoop on Breece.
Okay. All right, let's keep stepping through this draft. Bijan went next, and then at number 6 was Amon-Ra St. Brown, MFB.
Yeah, so I think Reek and CeeDee were already taken here, right? Now here I was at a point where, it's either him, Jamar Chase, or Justin Jefferson. Now, obviously I took the worst out of those three.
Yeah.
But Amon-Ra still finished top 3 receiver, literally at the wide receiver 3 position. I knew the Lions were going to be a really good offense. Amon-Ra has a really good floor. He sees targets. He catches the ball. Jay Jettis, I didn't believe in Sam Darnold, right? If you were here at the beginning of the Hoodies, I did not believe in Sam Darnold. He proved me wrong. He proved everybody wrong. So I wasn't even really thinking about Justin Jefferson. I was thinking about Jamar Chase, but I know Chase has a history of he can boom like crazy or he'll put up single digits. So that's kind of what made me choose him on right here.
But at the same time, I think you remember you were telling us about his contract situation too. You don't want a player because he could have possibly sat out.
That was also a slight factor, yeah.
Yeah.
I have PTSD from that Le'Veon Bell year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you don't want to end up with a player first round. Any drama around a player in first round is just too tough to deal with because they end up, if they just sit out, then you lost your first round pick. You're basically done. It's really hard to have a championship caliber team without your first pick. That's supposed to be kind of like the core of your team. Let's move on. Next went Jamar Chase, then Justin Jefferson, and then at 9th pick was me. I took AJ Brown. Looking back at it, I think it would have been smarter to go with probably Saquon here. Mm-hmm. I don't remember at the time if I was considering. I think I had AJ Brown in another league. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to get him in 2 leagues. I took him and it's a half PPR. So I was like, he's going to be good. And to my knowledge, the Eagles defense was not that good from the last year. And I didn't realize that they were going to become really good because the beginning of the season, they were not that good.
Yeah.
And then after the bye, they kind of picked it up a lot. So you ended up having a really good defense and a really good offense that doesn't need to throw that much, and it ended up not working out in my favor so much. So, but I didn't really think Garrett Wilson. I would have taken AJ Brown over Garrett Wilson. Jonathan Taylor, I would have taken AJ Brown. Puka Nacua, yeah. So Yeah, that's my logic.
So were you even thinking about Garrett Wilson, JT, Puka?
No,
Or was it just AJ Brown all the way?
no, for me it was AJ Brown over all three of those guys.
Okay.
Looking,
I mean, I think that's more of a like you ended up with the right decision, right?
yeah,
I mean, even though Garrett Wilson finished wide receiver 10, but that's with AJ Brown missing 3 games, right?
right.
And with AJ Brown missing 3 games, that's only 10 points off, right? So he for sure would have been over Garrett Wilson, is basically what I'm saying here.
Right? Yeah.
It was
Go ahead,
a
baby.
hardest decision for sure. Like personally, like in that trap,
to me,
fade in that.
To me, it was safer to take AJ Brown because I was like Garrett Wilson. I just don't know. I had him last year. He burned me. Like he just, Aaron Rodgers, injured out for the season. I was like, I just don't know, and I don't want that uncertainty in my first pick.
Yeah,
it's too
this
high risk.
This was also the Garrett Wilson with no Devontae ever. In the air.
Yeah.
Just Garrett Wilson. No.
Let's move on though. Garrett Wilson went next, and then Jonathan Taylor, Puka Nacua, and Jahmyr Gibbs went back to back. And then it went Marvin Harrison Jr., Derrick Henry, and then Saquon to me. I took Saquon there. To me, it was an obvious pick. I was surprised Saquon fell to me. It was between him and Derrick Henry. I'm glad Marvin Harrison went. Because I might have taken a shot on him. I would have been risky, but that would have been a lot more difficult of a pick to take Marvin Harrison there. Or if Saquon had gone already, I would have been like confused because the next few picks are a little bit up in the air.
It's so crazy to see that because in the second round, all three of the top 3 the top 3 RBs are taken here.
Yep.
All right. That's just kind of nuts to see in the second round, man.
Yeah. But yeah, those, I mean, for me, straightforward, good pick. It made the most sense. I think it was quick for me. I just went, yep, Saquon. There's no decision for me there. And those are the best picks in the draft where it's like very straightforward. You see it, you're like, yeah, that's obvious pick. And the player falls to you. So when it was right before my pick, it was literally Derrick Henry, Saquon. I was like, oh, I'll take either of those. And then Henry went and I took Saquon. Let's move on. Isaiah Pacheco went next. L. Travis Etienne went next. Also L. And then next was MFB, Kyron Williams.
Yeah. So I remember this in the draft and I was like, wow, I didn't think Kyron would fall like this to me.
Yeah.
And mind you, he was like one of my fades before the season. But like this is pretty much at a faded spot. Now, I guess looking at it today in the present, Josh Jacobs finished 1 slot higher than Kyron at RB5, but Kyron Williams finished RB6. So I decided to pretty much take a RB here, workhorse back, since I went receiver in the first round.
Makes sense. Yeah, good pick. Next was Josh Jacobs, and then Cooper Kupp, BBTB.
I'll be honest
with
you.
This is so crazy for me to look back and see this, but go on. Let us.
So I'm be real. I didn't want Cooper Kupp right there. I wanted Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, I think he was like ADP like 30 or like 28, 29. He was high. He was technically supposed to go early round 3. Brother, I was gonna reach for Josh Jacobs. And I'll never forget when the other homie on the other side of the room picks it in my face, I was hella irritated.
I feel like I remember that. we were there.
Let me ask you this. What made you not reach for Devon Achane, who went 5 picks later?
Just because Devon Achane, just to me, it seemed like it wasn't on a lot of people's radar just because of what Raheem Mostert did last season. Raheem Mostert, I think, had 18 or 19 cutting.
So in your head, did you think
he thought he thought it would drop to him?
Yeah. I was going to say, did you think
it was 2 picks away from him?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He went 2 picks before you got back to, because you were technically the 4th pick. So the wrap, there's about 6 picks between you.
Yeah.
So, but I think in your head, you were like, if I take Achane here, Cooper Kupp will not fall back to me.
Exactly.
And you need a receiver. You started with Breece Hall.
Correct.
Okay.
Personally, in a half PPR league, I would have went triple running back if I could. I would have went Josh Jacobs and Devon.
Really?
Wrap. I don't give a shit. Oh yeah.
Then why'd you take Cooper? I guess if you thought Devon Achane would fall to you, but
I wanted Achane just because I was realizing how crazy my team would be. I'm like, okay, I got Brees, Cooper. I get Achane a full. I'm chilling for the next 20 picks. That was
All
my
right.
thought process. And so I was like, yo, Cooper Kupp, fire, Achane, let's hope he falls.
Destroyed your team, huh? When
Literally,
Josh
yeah.
Jacobs.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Josh Allen went next, then Travis Kelce, Devontae Adams. That was the end of round 2. Round 3, top of the round, Mike Evans, Devon Achane, Jalen Hurts, and then BBTB
Which
and Drake London. So that was, someone took.
as sidebar, someone took Josh Allen and then Jalen Hurts,
On the wrap.
which we'll probably touch on later as well because it threw a wrench in a bunch of our drafts.
It threw off a lot of people's like picks, and it was very annoying to see that. But anyways, Jalen Hurts and then BBTB Drake London.
I was never going to draft Drake London. My player was to reach either Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts in the third round if Devon Achane did not fall to me. So in that very moment, I see Devon Achane get sniped. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm going to get Jalen Hurts just because the homie in front of me already got a quarterback. And the homie gets Jalen Hurts in my face.
So this round was hell for you. This
Super
round was
irritating.
pure hell for you. That's so funny to me.
Back to back,
I mean, it affected all of us, but it really affected you, bro.
But these are the things that when someone takes your pick, you have to move on a swivel, bro. It's usually 1 minute.
Yeah.
Like in these early rounds.
Great swivel, bro. He took the wide receiver 9 finish of the year.
Solid.
Only reason why I was choosing Drake London, right? I'll literally tell you my thought process. Very dumb thought process, but it somehow worked. I was like, all right. Debo, I felt like he just wasn't going to shine. All right. Nico Collins, you got Diggs, Tank Dell, and Mix in there. I was never going to take Mahomes, Ayuk, Lamar all the way down there. Then there was Olave. I was fading the shit out of Olave, brother.
Relax, man.
I know this man's not going to perform. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Let me talk to like my Moore Park buddy resident that I played high school ball with back in the day. I'm going with Drake London. And exactly why I picked Drake London. Just because of that.
Okay. So he came from Moore
Park.
Pick,
irregardless. I saw a prop.
Yeah. So let's move on. Debo Samuel went next. Chris Olave went to MFB.
Okay. Yes. So I was on the opposite side of the fence. I saw the coaching changes over there at the Saints.
Pre-snap mode.
And I was high. Hey, listen, you can roast me, but the first 2 weeks they were doing that. They were doing it the first 2 weeks and they looked hella good.
They looked amazing.
Eagles.
And then they just gave up on it. Okay. So, I was high on Olave. We're not going to get too deep into it. I ended up trading Olave later in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Which also I just had bad luck in the end total. But yeah, terrible pick by me. I thought about here like to try to reach for like a QB like Mahomes or Lamar, probably Lamar, but I had a different plan for QB, and I think in the later rounds I'll probably talk about like what happened, and I'm like, oh snap, like this is I didn't see like this coming by a different manager in the league because I wasn't trying to go QB too early. But I probably would have like because there's no other players on here that like I really loved in this round.
Exactly. Honestly, I was low-key in the same boat as you. I'm the type of player to fade the quarterback. When I'm like, yo, I see Jalen Hurts in my face in the round 3 to me is kind of a gray area. I'm like, yo, I'd rather be safe than sorry and just run a top 3 quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at a lot of the players that went in this round after Devon Achane, Jalen Hurts, Drake would have been your pick. Drake London, wide receiver 9 finished. Debo didn't finish very well. Chris Olave did not finish very well. Nico Collins did well, but was injured for a week.
Nico finished 26, but he missed 5 games. So, yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, Ayuk, Lamar, DK. So, like, a lot of these people besides Lamar, obviously, like, it wasn't really worth it in that pick. So, yes, taking Jalen Hurts, or if you could have gotten Josh Allen in this round would have been perfect.
Oh, amazing.
So, let's move on from this pick, MFB, from your Chris Olave pick. Next went Nico Collins, then Patrick Mahomes, and then I took Brandon Ayuk. So, I took
arguably worse than a Olave pick.
Arguably, yeah. Honestly, you can make some arguments there, but
run us through it, bro.
My reasoning for taking Ayuk was I wanted a second receiver
that had Lamar.
Yeah, I know. I could have had Lamar.
Anyway, sorry, go
My
on.
team would have been nuts. So I didn't want to take, honestly, when Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen went to the same manager, it just pissed
You were
me
so
off.
flustered, it threw you off.
It did throw me off because I was like, I got AJ Brown, I got Saquon Barkley, I wanted Jalen Hurts, I wanted the triple dip. I thought he would have fallen to me because I had a 14-man league and I got Jalen Hurts end of the third round. I was the 13th pick in that league. End of round 13, I got Jalen Hurts. So I was like, oh, he'll easily in a 12-man fall to me again, and I'll have a triple dip. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm down. The Eagles offense. Anyways, didn't happen. Got flustered. From not this season, but the last season, Ayuk had some huge games. He had some whatever games, but he had some big games. He just signed a contract. I was like, look, he's happy. He got paid. I don't need him to get me steady 15 points a game. I need him to get me either 25 or 10. Like I'll take 25 or 7 points because I'm going to win those weeks when he gets me 25. And I might lose the weeks he gets me 7, but I will for sure like win when he gets me those big games. So I was like, I'll take the boomer bust with Ayuk. He just signed his contract. He's happy. And yeah, when we had drafted, he had signed his contract.
But personally, when all the contract allegations, him sitting out of practice, throwing fits, going into home, taking off his pads, that didn't bother you at all when you were drafted?
To me, he got paid. He got what he wanted. He's going to show out. Like he's going to go out there and do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
He complained. They gave him what he wanted. And he's like, all right, I'm ready. He was pretty trash the first couple of weeks. And he had one decent week, but I was like, it's fine. He's just shaking off the rust. He wasn't active in training camp. It's good. Like I was going to hold him. The only thing I almost considered doing was trading him for Neighbors. Right before Neighbors had, I think it was week 1 or 2, I can't remember. But either way, I just didn't end up making that trade. But yeah, I took Ayuk here and it didn't work out for me because he got injured. So I think if he had stayed healthy, it would have been better. I would have been all right. It would have done better for my team. But yeah, it was very unfortunate for him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm taking a lot of time here. Let's move on. Lamar Jackson went next, probably much better pick. DK, Sam Laporta, and then let's move on to round 4, where Malik Neighbors went, then DJ Moore, then Kenneth Walker, and I took Joe Mixon.
I mean, I had incredible value here, bro. At the
beginning of round 4, yeah.
It
was solid. I think for me, I took 2 receivers and I wanted 2 RBs.
Yeah.
And
you could have done, I mean, obviously, like, were you thinking about James Cook or was it like for sure Joe Mixon?
I would take Mixon over Cook, even though I was fading.
Okay. Because Cook finished RB8 and then Mixon finished RB13. He missed 3 games.
Yeah.
It's about let's see, it's only like a 20-point differential, so it's close.
I was fading Mixon because I just wasn't sure how he would do in the offense. He did amazing, but it was a bad fade. But I was like fading at his ADP. But when it got to me at this point, I was like, it's between him and James Cook, or like Kamara, and I was like, I'm just gonna take Mixon and just roll the dice on him. Ended up being good for the games that he played. I mean, honestly, having him in the playoffs, he didn't do nearly enough for me. I got kicked first round. So, I think it was first round or second round. No, it was first round. Anyways, Mixon did terrible in the fantasy playoffs. So that was not as good of a pick, eventually, but it was a good pick at the time. James Cook went next, then Trey McBride, and then MFB Devonta Smith.
Yeah, so I remember in this position, I was debating between him and Jalen Waddle, right?
Dodge bullet.
But I know I really, really did like Devonta Smith coming into the season for sure. Like I pretty much knew at where his ADP was. He was like a good bang for your buck, so I went with him.
Yeah, solid pick. I have nothing to say against this pick. I don't think there was much better options. Yeah, good value, good pick. BBTB has no comment. Let's move on then. Next one, Jalen Waddle, tough. And then next was BBTB, Alvin Kamara.
All right. when I saw MFB pick Devonta Smith, I was juiced. Why? Because I knew this homie Nabil was not picking a running back because look at the previous round, he already got his running backs. So I'm like, brother, Alvin Kamara's mine. And as soon as I saw Waddle get picked by Nabelli, dude, I was juiced to have Alvin Kamara. I'm like, yo, the dump offs, they're gonna use him. They have Jamal Williams as their RB2 technically at that time, and I saw that homie play. That homie's cheeks, and you got Kendra Miller that was still hurt for a while.
Yep.
Kendra Miller was still hurt, and so I was like, yo, Alvin Kamara, clear pick right here, and fell into my favor. Rode him till then.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, pause. No, a good pick. I mean, there's the next few picks. It was definitely the best pick, and he kind of like somewhat fell to you, so it was very good value and great pick.
His ADP, he was supposed to get drafted in the 5th round. I think it was at 52, if I'm not mistaken. Like the star to the left and above the number was 52. And
I can't remember.
I mean,
to be honest,
amazing pick. He finished in the top 10 RBs, so definitely.
And he missed the last 2
RBs.
games. So. Yeah.
This round had like 3 amazing value RBs in it, for sure.
But yeah, let's move on. It goes Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman, and then round 5 starts Anthony Richardson to go with Michael Pittman. Terrible. Kyler Murray went next, and then Rachaad White, and then Aaron Jones, BBTB.
Same thing. I was like, yo, Aaron Jones, who the hell is there? Trash Ty Chandler? Yeah, brother, he ain't doing nothing. And I was like, yo, the day I drafted him, I said, this man's going to be a league winner. And pretty much, like, if you kept him all the way through and you had a solid team, that man low-key won your league. I'm just being real. And so, and I was hella juiced when the other dude got Rachaad White. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a horrible pick. Because Rachaad White's not that sick. I've seen him play, not that sick. Aaron Jones runs like a dog. But if he gets hurt, you got a luck, but you got to get the handcuff.
Yeah, I think MFB talked in the preseason about how the Bucks ran like one of the top few teams in the NFL, like the most runs or something like that. Like he just had so many running opportunities, and it's like it has to come down. Mm-hmm. And so that was one of the reasons why we were kind of fading Rachaad White. If you guys listened in the preseason when we talked about it, MFB did bring that point up. So
you got good memory, my brother.
Yep. Hey, I remember, bro. Come on now. Yeah. So that's why we encourage you guys to listen to the preseason stuff for next season, if there is a next season for us. But anyways, yeah, good pick, BBTB. You weren't tempted by Montgomery or James Conner for RB?
Not even close. Montgomery. The only reason why I got Montgomery is just because Jahmyr Gibbs was there. The only reason why. I was like, yo, I hate a 2-headed backfield. Not taking that risk. James Conner. James Conner is a dog, but I just wasn't feeling that Cardinals offense. Yeah. I didn't think that they were going to be studs. I was not a believer in Marvin Harrison, not a believer in Kyler Murray. Only person I believe.
All right, man, relax.
And I don't know if you guys remember, I told you I had some inside sources on the Cardinals saying that Marvin Harrison was low-key supposed to be the guy and all that kind of stuff, and then it's Trey McBride. And that was pretty much it. I don't know if y'all remember that, but.
So your inside source sucks is what you're telling me.
So your inside source is trash. Yeah. Okay. 100%. All right. Good to know. Let's move on. It went after Aaron Jones was Mark Andrews, and then MFB got David Montgomery.
Yeah. So, pretty much wanted another RB here before like a major RB fall off, as we'll see in the next coming rounds. Right. So kind of the last chance at getting like an RB with good volume, good talent. Deciding between Montgomery or Conner. Now I should have picked Conner technically, right? He finished RB10, Montgomery RB17.
Yeah.
But my thought process here is basically Arizona's a slight question mark, right? Because coaching changed. They got a rookie star receiver, and
they drafted running back.
Who knows how Kyler will be, right? So it was more of like a question mark gray area with Arizona offense. Whereas Lions offense, nothing changed at all. Same staff, same players, same everything. Saw Montgomery eat last year as a mid-round pick. probably going to see him eat this year as a mid-round pick.
Nice.
And I was pretty happy with him, bro. Round 5, decent running back, gave me a solid floor every week. He got like a touchdown like every week for like 6 weeks straight. Was not mad at this decision at all.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I would say about James Conner, also a gray area, is that they drafted Trey Benson. So it's kind of like question mark, like, is he going to eat into the workload? Is he just a handcuff? I don't know. He did take some touches off of James Conner. I don't know if they were just like rotating RBs in Arizona. The play calling in Arizona, I cannot speak on because I will get triggered. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to move on. I think good pick MFB. Overall, solid. James Conner went next in the draft, then Dalton Kincaid. And then I took CJ Stroud. This was a mistake. So it was between taking CJ Stroud or I think I was going to go for McLaurin in this pick and just get my flex, right? Because I had AJ Brown.
It was the 2 QBs that one team drafted, wasn't it?
Oh, that 2 QB. It ruined me. So I actually really wanted Kyler Murray. That was my pick here. Mm-hmm. But when Kyler Murray went, this is where like you got to think on your toes. Like, what do you do here? You should take the best value and not just be like, oh, well, CJ Stroud is in the same kind of tier. He's the last QB of like the higher upper level QB, and the next level is like you got Dak, you got Joe Burrow, you got whoever else. And Joe Burrow, there's some question marks on him, so I wasn't sold on him. This is where I kind of just went with, I just was like, I don't know. I don't think taking a flex here, taking the gamble on McLaurin or Mostert, say Flowers, Ramondre, George Kittle, which would have been a great decision. T. Higgins, wasn't sure. Anyways, I just went QB, just solidify my QB and just be good with it. Definitely a lot better options that I could have taken. McLaurin would have been a lot better. I could have taken Joe Burrow, would have been a lot better. But yeah.
You was not taking Joe Burrow at that round.
That's the thing, is it was way too early to take Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd rather solidify my QB now. And I think CJ Stroud, like now with more weapons, they added Diggs. I was like, he should do better, right? He should have more passing opportunities, more weapons. So anyways, overall, bad pick. I'll take the L on that one. Let's move on. Terry McLaurin went next. Raheem Mostert, Zay Flowers, Ramondre, George Kittle, T. Higgins, and I took DeAndre Swift. I think I took DeAndre Swift because I was thinking in my head, like, he did decent last year, and I felt like he's the number one. There's no one really there besides him. So I was like, I think he should be able to produce. Question marks with, Caleb Williams, right? So I wasn't really sure. But I was like, look, he's going to get the volume. And like with that volume, he should get into the end zone, break off some tackles. And I just wasn't sure about these other guys. So I was like, look, let me just take another RB, and just solidify, like have my RB room full. So I had Joe Mixon, Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Swift.
Personally, I think that was a great pick because logically, like me, like if I'm in your position, I'm not taking a single one of those guys if Swift's on the board. So
yeah,
I would have been mad at that pick.
I was also going to say this is like a fine place for Swift.
Yeah. In round 6, this is pick 4, round 6. Let's move on to the next pick. Kyle Pitts, terrible. And then MFB, Rashee Rice. Just quick note. Me. Oh, right. Sorry. Rashee Rice, then you went Dak Prescott. But just real quick, the guy that took Kyle Pitts also took Kincaid the round before. So this was one of the problems with this draft. They started taking tight ends.
Oh, yeah.
Took Kincaid, took Kyle Pitts.
Maybe that played a factor, and I got in a random whimsical daze of some sort.
Yeah.
But also, I really wanted Rashee Rice here, and I got sniped. Yeah. So that's one part. And bro, I don't know why I took Dak, bro. This round single-handedly screwed me. Single-handedly, this pick screwed me. I could have took anybody else. You could have gave me Tank Dell. If I draft Jaden Daniels later, or even this round now, bro, like,
chill. Team would have been, yeah.
No, that didn't happen. Joe Burrow wasn't really on my radar. I don't know, but I wish I could tell y'all. I don't know why I took Dak here, bro. L on top of L on top of.
We'll leave it at that.
bro.
Remember when I was trying to give you Brock Purdy all season, brother?
Yeah, Brock
Thanks.
Purdy wasn't exactly like, Tom Brady.
Thanks, bro.
But anyways, next went Tank Dell, then BBTB took Joe Burrow.
Oh, I was like, y'all tripping. I'm like, you let Joe Burrow fall to me in the 6th round? I'm like, y'all are crazy. And then like, everyone was like, oh, bro, like, we don't know about Jamar Chase with his contract. We don't know about Joe Burrow's like wrist fracture that he had last year. Like,
I
brother,
think, look, tell me if I'm crazy, right? But I feel like what slightly helped Joe Burrow, their offense is, sorry, not their offense, sorry. Their defense is so bad.
That's
like their defense just gets scored on, and Joe Burrow just has to go out there and start chucking it.
Yeah.
No,
Bro, these guys were throwing like I don't think they threw a game less than 30 attempts.
Bro, this is what I was hoping for the Eagles. That's what I was literally hoping for the Eagles, that their offense sucked, or their defense sucked, so that their offense would have to throw a lot. That's why I took AJ Brown in I had him in 2 leagues, and I had Jalen Hurts in 2 leagues, and I wanted Hurts in this draft, honestly, because I thought that the Eagles defense was just not good. They proved me wrong entirely.
Yeah. So anyways, not to take away from BBTB, he got the QB3 in round.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
Excellent.
What you call I was going to say also, MLB, if the defense, that actually doesn't help Joe Burrow if the defense isn't good, because then the ball is in the other offense's hands, and then Joe Burrow gets the ball a lot less.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, bro. I agree with MFB. If the defense sucks, they're playing from behind.
Gets scored on.
Yes,
it goes back
they're
to the
playing
offense.
from behind, and they have to throw the ball.
Yeah,
if the defense, have you seen how many times does Jalen Hurts have to throw the ball a game? He has like 20 attempts a game, and they win
because you have Saquon Barkley.
No, and because they had Chase Brown.
Chase Brown,
they don't. Chase Brown's a dog.
Yeah, the defense gets blown up so quick that Bengals offense got to go back out there now,
bro. They're getting scored on quick, easy. Even if the other team has the ball, the defense sucks. They don't have the other team doesn't have the ball for long. They're getting scored on quick, and then Bengals are down 2 scores, quick.
Yeah. Personally, I was gonna just draft Joe Burrow because I had question marks on these next 3 people.
Yeah,
drafting. I don't even. Dallas defense is crazy, by the way, but.
Yeah, well,
that guy's whole draft is crazy, bro. If you look at it,
let's move on. Yeah, if you guys pay attention to
the Dallas D is crazy to me.
I don't even know that homie,
let's move on. Let's move on. Did you live with him? Anyways,
yeah.
Next went Keenan Allen, Najee Harris, Dallas defense, and then that was end of round 6 into round 7.
Oh my God, it gets worse for him, bro.
Javonte Williams. And then went Calvin Ridley, George Pickens, and then BBTB Chris Godwin.
Oh my God, bro! Hey, you are cooking the most fire draft I've ever hit, this, bro.
That's crazy, dude. Crazy. When I saw Chris Godwin, I'm like, yo, I'm like dead ass. But in my head, I'm like, yo, I have some weak homies that I'm drafting next to right now.
Hey, I'm being all credit to you, bro. I look out of 7 rounds so far, you're 6 for 7. Because Brees is like a miss, right? Brees is a miss.
And barely, too.
No, not barely. If he took Bijan, he's a 7 for 7. Brees was like a miss. The rest of everything, bro, is fire.
Dude, I was like, yo.
Great pick.
I'm like, look, Baker Mayfield was playing solid last year. You got Mike Evans. Honestly, I was fading Mike Evans. I'm like, yo, Chris Godwin's the guy. And he was clearly the guy. Y'all can't tell me he wasn't clearly the guy before he got hurt.
So
he was the guy.
The thing with Chris Godwin is where he was being drafted, he was basically going beginning of round 7, end of round 6 in a lot of drafts. And I don't know if you remember BBCB in another league that we're in, I sniped you and took Chris Godwin. Actually, I don't think I sniped you. You had to take Mike Evans because I sniped you earlier in the draft. And so you didn't take Chris Godwin later, and I took him from you.
Yeah, you're right.
And, I was high on Chris Godwin as a late round, solid pickup. This is a great pick. Just overall, great pick.
Listen to BBC, boys. All I'm saying.
It pisses me off because I remember this round. I hella wanted Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
would have been perfect.
I got sniped. All right. Anyway.
Next Jordan Love, and then Tony Pollard, MFB.
Yeah. Okay. Look, it's pissing me off right now because I literally just could have had Jaden Daniels this round and took somebody else. Okay. I'm fine now. All right. Now, anyways, Tony Pollard. Just wanted to put my chips on a RB backfield that we don't know who the guy was, so I put my chips on Tony Pollard. That's that pretty much. Just wanted an RB, hoping he was the guy at Tennessee. He ended up being the guy. He was decent, not bad.
Yeah. All right. Decent pick, not bad.
Yeah.
Next on the list, Jaden Daniels, and then next was Evan Ingram. Mind you, this is the guy that just recently
His
took
third tight end.
Yeah, in a row, by the way. So he went Kyle Pitts round 6.
Throws the rest of my draft into the gutter. Anyways.
Yeah, round 7.
Round 4.
Yeah, Kincaid round 4. No, it was round 5. Kincaid
and Pitts.
And then Pitts round 6. And then round 7, Evan Ingram. So props to him. He ended up winning the league somehow.
Traded.
It's called
so
for it.
Next on the list was me. I took Christian Kirk. This was a tough pick. Let me explain.
Yeah.
So at this point, I had a QB, 3 RBs, and 2 receivers. I was like, I need another receiver, right? He had my first bench spot. In my head, the next few picks, none of them really stood out to me, and I'm the 9th pick, so there's 6 picks between me and my next pick, and I didn't really feel like any of these next guys, Jake Ferguson, Brian Robinson, Tua, I already had a QB, Zamir White, Caleb Williams, Deontay Johnson, Xavier Worthy, and then Justin Tucker went, Romo Dunze. All these guys, I'm like, dude, in my opinion, Christian Kirk has the most solid floor of a player. Ended up breaking his collarbone out for the season. Tragic. And he was not looking good beginning of the season either. So it looked like a bad pick. I think he had one decent game, but it was pretty bad. That was my thought logic behind it. I was like, look, safe floor. Take the safe floor. And then it kind of screwed me on my next pick. I'll talk about it, but let's move on. Jake Ferguson went next, Brian Robinson Jr., Tua, and then next round 8 starts here. Zamir White, terrible pick. Caleb Williams, Deontay Johnson, and I took Xavier Worthy. So I wanted one of these rookies, and you'll see in the next few picks, there's Xavier Worthy, Romo Dunze, Brian Thomas. They go in the next 4 picks. Romo Dunze and Brian Thomas. I took Christian Kirk. And so in my head, I was like, all right, I have Christian Kirk. I can't take Brian Thomas. Romo Dunze, I didn't believe in Caleb Williams, Romo Dunze, and I want to take a shot on a rookie, so I took Worthy.
I feel like that's a W pick.
It's not bad. Brian Thomas was the W pick if I took Brian Thomas.
Yeah, for sure. I think taking the dice roll on a rookie is always good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless you're early round 2 and you're trying to take Marvin Harrison. Never.
Yeah. These are where the rookies should be going.
Exactly.
Yeah, took a shot on him. Ended up being okay. He did great in the playoffs. If I had played him, honestly, I might have won actually. But yeah, he did solid in the playoffs. Next was Justin Tucker, then Romo Dunze, and then MFB Njoku.
So look, if you know me, I did not want to take a tight end here. But I'm looking at the tight end list, and some guy has 3 of them, and I'm like, I don't want to have a headache in the later rounds with a tight end. And I know you see the name under that, and I really wanted that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Brian
but
Thomas.
I was like, I could probably live without that guy because I already have my starting receivers. So I took Njoku.
Brother, you were telling us before the season, Brian Thomas is this and that.
And I'm telling you, I wanted him.
He was saying, MFB was saying, keep an eye out.
Nabelli even took him because I don't know if he knows even about him, but maybe he does. He does watch football.
Nabil knows football.
To me, I still wouldn't have taken him because I didn't even know who the hell he was.
Because you be hearing me, but you don't be listening to me.
Yeah.
So it was just the tight end circus.
Yeah,
happening, bro.
I still don't have a tight end on my team, so I understand. It was in the same circus with you.
Who you pick, bro?
No, you're gonna see.
I'll make a point right now. Actually, no, I'll wait till we get to it. Just go on.
Okay. Brian Thomas went next, then BBTB, Devin Singletary. So 6 of 8.
Tell us why you took Devin Singletary here.
Not 6 of 8. And I'll explain to you why I'm not 6 of 8. Why I took Devin Singletary? Just because of the hype the Giants offense had. It was only Devin Singletary or Zach Moss. Only two dudes running through my head. Didn't need a receiver. Like, yo, I'm cool off those other homies. I was like, Zach Moss is splitting with Chase Brown. I hate two-headed backfields. My Devin Singletary, he's clear. Did we know who Tyrone Tracy was at the time? Not a damn clue. But Devin Singletary was technically a dub pick. Why? Because I flipped that homie for Puka Nacua. How did I do that? Don't even know. I'm a salesman.
It's still an L pick because you ended up flipping Puka into it was Amari Cooper. So L
It was
pick.
Amari Cooper.
I mean, hey, I give you all the credit. I probably wouldn't have taken Devin Singletary because I know the homie's a bum on a bum offense, so it's just not my kind of pick. But you sold the stock at the high, so credit to you, my man.
Right before you.
That's the name of the game in fantasy, right? So
Yes.
played it well. I would still consider it a dub for you.
I
Appreciate it.
would have also probably taken Devin Singletary here. I didn't think he was bad value. I thought he would have been
Just because, like,
fine.
look at bro, the other two RBs,
Round
they all
8.
split touches.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
no,
but the thing is, I would rather take a dice roll on a split touching RB with the potential to win the backfield, who's on a better offense.
that makes sense. It would have been a gamble with it. That's
Just what I would risk, but
yeah.
because it's kind of what I did with the Pollard, because nobody knew Pollard or Spears,
Yeah.
right? Nobody
Yeah.
really knew.
Yeah. Decent pick because you flipped them. BBTB. Next, your next pick's great. Jalen Warren went next. Zach Moss, then Brandon Aubrey, and then that's the end of round 8. On to round 9. Jaden Reed, JSN, TJ Hawkinson, and then BBTB Brock Bowers.
So, great pick. Phenomenal pick. Was that man on my team once this year? He was not.
So
That was the trade that I needed because remember the first round I said I took Travis Kelce and Achan.
I don't know if we count this as a dub or not.
Let me ask you. Wait.
Travis Kelce.
Okay. Let's not think about what you did with the player and how it happened, what you should have done, and blah blah blah. Did he play for you or not? Let's talk about this. What was your reasoning behind taking Brock Bowers? Did it have to do with the tight ends being taken from you?
No, not even close. Personally, I'm the type of dude to go rotate tight ends each week. That's me. Reason why
I really remember you during the draft getting really upset that Kyle Pitts got taken in your face, and you were gonna take Kyle Pitts.
I was gonna no, I was gonna take Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I remember you saying like, "Bro, this guy took Pitts in my face."
I was just irritated that he had, I think, a second tight end. I think
that was a second. He took Kincaid and then he took.
Yeah. But the only reason why I chose Brock Bowers out of all the technically tight ends we've seen before is just because I was like, yo, I saw that homie in the Georgia national championship game and he went dumb. And I'm like, brother, it's round 9. Let me get Brock Bowers. And I sent it. Literally my logic.
Amazing pick.
Excellent. Probably
in my round before,
pick.
like I'm looking at Brock Bowers, and in my current thought process, I'm like, okay, Raiders, trash offense. I know this rookie got a lot of hype. Terrible QB on the Raiders. Like, yeah, that could help the tight end, but like, who's to say they don't just keep feeding Devontae Adams? Like, he's the top target on the team.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I just edged away from like the question mark, if you will.
Well, technically, it wasn't a terrible QB at the time. It was Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew was slinging it for the Colts last year. So that's
he was cool.
Too.
Yeah.
So I'm just being real. Like that homie had reached out everywhere. So,
anyways,
I was just saying what I was thinking. But hey, amazing,
great pick. Yeah,
and I don't know what
pick.
This. I don't know. It counted as a dub because you traded away for Travis Kelce
right away
but,
off the rip. Anyways, let's move on before we.
I had to throw it in. You needed.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Chase Brown went next. Blake Corum, MFB.
Bro, I wanted Chase Brown out of this backfield where we don't know if it's Zach Moss show or Chase Brown show. I wanted Chase Brown, and I got sniped here.
It sounds like you got sniped a lot in this draft.
I got sniped maybe about 3 times in this draft, and also took many L's in this draft. But still tried my best.
This is your handcuff.
I ended up just taking my handcuff. I was like,
Smart.
I don't want to lose my handcuff. I really like this RB. So let me just grab him. I already have Pollard. I don't need Spears to guarantee it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just investing too much in the Titans if I do that.
Yeah.
So just took my handcuff here.
Yeah, in my opinion, better pick to do that than to try and gamble on Tajay Spears between Tajay Spears and Tony Pollard. Just because if you take both of them and they just split all season, you get nothing. But if you have Blake Corum and something happens to
Kyron
Williams, then yeah, you have the handcuff. That's worth a lot more value than a dice roll on Tajay Spears when you already have Pollard. So I like the pick. Next on the list went Tajay Spears, and then Jordan Addison, and then I took Nick Chubb here. Well, so in my opinion, I was like, look, he's going to come back. He's going to be solid. Like, he's going to take over that backfield. It'll take him a couple weeks to get into the offense. It was a round 9 pick. I was like, look, I think Nick Chubb's going to be great. So I took him there. It didn't end up really paying out. You know, Nick Chubb came back, got injured again end of the season, and he wasn't really doing amazing. He had one good game against Pittsburgh in the snow. But other than that, yeah, round 9 pick, whatever, you know.
Yeah, but you can't trip over that because Nick Chubb was technically projected to come back round 5 or week 5.
Yeah,
so you're like, yo, plug and play right there, potential trade piece.
Yeah, and to me, there wasn't a lot of really great picks in that time, and I think that was my
I
best pick for me.
Any of those 3 guys.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, we can move on. Next few picks were Christian Watson, Jonathan Brooks, Cortland Sutton. I think I had already had 3 receivers, or was it 4? I had 4 receivers. I have Worthy as well. So I was like, I don't need another receiver. So I dodged receivers at this point. I went for depth at running back. Austin Eckler, Ladd McConkey, Jerome Ford, and I took D-Hop. So I did want depth at the wide receiver position. In my head, I'm like, look, D-Hop is solid wide receiver. I think between him and Ridley, I was like, look, I think Will Levis is going to sling it. He was slinging it all right to the other team. But either way, I was like, I just take a shot on him, take a risk. If it works out, cool. If it doesn't, like, whatever. Like, this is round 10. At this point, it doesn't matter to me.
Killer. Yeah. I mean, I look, you think that was a solid pick. I don't know who else you would have taken.
Do you guys want to finish round 10 and then call it? Or do you guys want to keep going through the whole draft?
I think we could fly through.
Let's fly through then. Yeah. Keon Coleman, Trey Benson.
But
MFB,
just go through
Khalil
our
Shakir.
picks, honestly.
Okay.
Just jump to our picks. So Khalil Shakir. Yeah, I mean, this is just a solid receiver. I really liked watching him. With Diggs being gone, I was putting my chips on Shakir to become the guy. Now at the end of the season, it turns out nobody was the guy. They just spread the ball over the place. Shakir finished like, I don't know, wide receiver 35. Right under DK Metcalf and above Cooper Kupp. So like decent value at the ADP, you know.
I mean, he's a decent flex. A lot of weeks you could have flexed him and got
you should have took Chuba, but it is what it is.
Chuba Hubbard went next. And then I mean for Shakir, I mean, I like the pick in round 10. It's solid. I don't think there's anything I don't dislike the pick at all. I think it's very good at that round. Let's move on. Chuba Hubbard went next, and Jameson Williams, BBTB.
Absolutely love that
amazing pick. Round 10. I mean, he finished above Tyreek, wide receiver 19.
That's what I'm saying. I said Tyreek out of top 7. Brother, when I saw Jameson Williams in my face round 10, I'm like, yo, this homie has the potential to be better than Amon-Ra St. Brown because he's a better deep ball threat than Amon-Ra. He is, statistically, and the way he plays. So I'm just like, yo, Jameson Williams, round 10, steal.
Yeah. Really, really good ass pick, bro. Yeah. What could I say?
Yeah, respect.
And he blew up this season with the Lions. So,
yeah, very nice. We're going to skip the picks in between, but that's end of round 10 into round 11. BBTB took Harrison Butker, just took a kicker.
That's a fire pick. The only reason why I'm saying it's a fire, obviously he got injured, went on IR, but I picked up the backup kicker, Almendal or whatever his name is. But anyway, Brother, Harrison Butker, like, who am I taking? Adonai Mitchell, Algier, Islavas. Dowdle would have never touched him. Like, brother, I'm being real. Butker was a fire pick, and he helped me in a bunch of weeks. Like, being hella consistent.
All right, bro. You took a kicker. There's nothing else to go over.
Yeah.
Those kind of it, bro. Yeah, we don't need to. We don't need you to tell us.
Harrison Butker, bro. Oh my
Bro, you
God.
talked more about him than anyone else. Yeah, relax, bro. Anyways, MFB took Tyler Algier 2 picks later.
Bijan's handcuff. You know, I take the high value handcuffs. You know,
I like it.
That's it.
I took Baltimore defense. I don't even know why. I think I just was like, I'm done with this draft. I can't even explain that pick. That's my round 11 pick. Let's go back. And on my wrap, I took Jacoby Myers.
Fire.
In my opinion,
Good.
I think he was a good sleeper pick. Only because I know Gardner Minshew was a QB, but Aiden O'Connell last season threw to him a lot with Devontae Adams there. So I was like, bro, I think he's a good number 2. It's a bad offense, but they have Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams takes the coverage. Jacoby Myers gets open. He gets the ball. That was my reasoning. He's like my 5th or 6th wide receiver. I was like, I'll take a shot on him. So, literally.
Okay.
MFB 3 picks later took Braylon Allen.
I took Brees's handcuff, young rookie. Just really liked him as a prospect. Just
2
filling up
handcuffs in a row.
with the rookie RBs. You know what I'm saying? RB handcuffs, high shit.
It actually pissed me off when you took that.
It pissed him off so much he traded Brees Hall right after. Crazy.
That was
in his head.
BBTB 2 picks later, he took SF defense.
A horrible pick.
They started off decent. 6 picks later, 7 picks later, he took Jared Goff, backup QB.
Fire pick.
A fire backup QB.
Fire.
Nice. MFB took Kansas City defense 2 picks later.
Right. I think I was looking at. No, I definitely was not looking
His
at
defenses.
I don't know.
Defenses, yeah. This round, you don't really know who to take a shot on. You just take a shot on a defense and like a decent one that you think of. That's like Baltimore 2 rounds ago. So,
brother, where's Bucky Irving?
Probably not on here.
In a couple rounds or in next round.
Oh,
MFB 3 picks later, I took Pat Fryermuth. That's just I didn't have a tight end.
That's like you got your tight end.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Super late. Apparently too late. Should have taken one a little earlier. Maybe would have gotten more lucky. 6 picks later or 7 picks later, I took Young Hoku. Just wanted a kicker at that point, and he has his games here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Started off terrible this season. I think I dropped him after 3 games, and then he popped off. MFB 3 picks later, Tyler Lockett.
L pick. Just thought he would do something on Seattle. I think I dropped him like after week 1.
BBTB 2 picks later, Romeo Dobbs.
That's a fire pick for round 14. For round 14.
Cool. Just putting
he started off pretty slow, but Bucky Irving went 2 picks later, but 5 picks after that, you took your tight end, Luke Musgrave.
Needed a backup.
His backup tight end.
Yeah, that's it.
That's right. And then MFB took kicker, and then I took
Fire
Zach Ertz.
Jason Sanders, bro.
Yeah.
Jason Sanders, bro. Fire.
Jason Sanders. I took Zach Ertz, my last pick. Just wanted to
fire last pick.
Bro, I was like, dude, I'm rolling Pat Fryermuth out here. So I was like, I need another tight end, man. One of these guys got to do something. Yeah. They both did decent. Zach Ertz is better, but yeah.
Let's show these homies what we finished, bro.
Oh, the finishes?
Man. We got to show.
Man.
Oh, man.
We got to show.
All right. Let's go to the league standings.
Let's go over the league, bro. And we'll go over all the statistics. All right.
MFB.
So the winner was the guy. Oh, we're going to start from the bottom. All right. Second to last place. Me. Okay. I mean, look. The most points against. But whatever, that's just going to happen. That's how it is. I can't stop that. What I can stop is I should have never drafted Dak Prescott.
True.
And that was the downfall of my whole team, my whole league. I flipped Olave. I don't know when BBTB flipped Godwin, but I flipped Olave for Godwin. And I was on fire, and then he got hurt, for the year.
Yep.
Tough. It's pretty much what happened. Dak, obviously, we saw him do butt and then get hurt, and My team just couldn't pull out dubs, bro. I was in high scoring matchups. Obviously, we see it, but
Yeah,
it
most
is what
points
it
against.
is. We come back. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
Yep.
Mhm.
Last place was the guy who drafted 2 QBs.
Yeah, that bum
just
deserves it. 1,200 points scored. I would hope he's down there, bro.
1,200
You
points.
see me, bro. I got
Crazy.
higher than almost BB. I got almost more than BBTB.
Almost don't cut it though.
They don't cut it though, but you see it, bro. Anyways, let's go on to
Yeah,
chemo. Made
crazy.
both of my other hoodies made playoffs in this league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 7-7, barely squeaked. But I think there was a week I was out of town and I had to pick up a kicker because I had the Washington kicker. So I picked up the kicker that the Jets signed, thinking he would do decent, and they ended up, it was like Andrews Carlson or something. They signed him and they didn't even play him. So I had 0 for my kicker. I should have just picked up the backup.
It was when you wanted to start Washington from Jacksonville, and you did something, and you started a different guy on your flex.
No. Oh, no. That wasn't that week. That's the week I beat you. You told me to start him, and I beat you.
Oh yeah. You're right.
But no, but there's a kicker that I should have just taken the backup Washington kicker. I would have won that week. Honestly, I scored like 70 points that week. I had a bunch of buys.
What do you think it was for you? Was it also the QB Stroud that was your downfall of the team?
Stroud was
was
huge.
Solid otherwise.
Stroud was a huge part of my downfall. Honestly, I want to say also like kind of poor team management in general. I just didn't really care too much about. I kind of gave up on the league. I was like, at one point. That's on me. I shouldn't have done that. In any of my league, my team was. I mean, I scored almost. I scored more than BBTB, more than a lot of people. But my problem was Joe Mixon in the playoffs, man. I think he didn't get more than like 20 fantasy points in the 3 playoff games.
Oh man, Joe Mixon in the playoffs. Yeah, I'll break it down for you. In the playoffs, 8.1, 7.6, 4.9.
Dude, if he got me 15 points week 1 in the playoffs, I would have made it to round 2. I literally lost by like 5
bye week
points.
Drunkenness, bro. Because before the bye, the 34-point bomb game, then he had 7, then he had 19.9, then he had the bye week.
Yeah, dude, I just honestly
that really bad stretch.
that really screwed me in the playoffs. That I had to play against. I played against Josh Allen, and I lost by like 5 points or 4 points or so. Yeah, I lost by 4, and my QB. I started Tua and he got me like 6 points and I almost won. And it was so unfortunate, man. It just wasn't meant to be. There's a lot of things that happened against me that first week of playoffs. So couldn't pull out a dub. BBTB with 3rd place finish.
3rd place. One of the most fire drafts I've seen from you. Tell us your story, bro. Cause I know there's a lot of pieces to this story right here.
All I'm saying, brother, I was wheeling and dealing in this draft, picking up great players. My team was fire. I go into semifinals, and my team takes a shit.
Pause. Start from like the draft, and then what happened after the draft? Like all the trades you made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you. HN?
You're gonna go through every one of these trades right now?
Well,
you made like 16. All right.
No, like he had made like 3 big ones, I remember.
Travis Kelce and HN, and I'm giving up Breece Hall and Brock Bowers. First one. Second thing, it went for
Godwin was in there, I think.
Godwin was in there.
You have Godwin too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Okay. Then what I did, so I got that, right?
Yeah.
Then I did, I had Devin Singletary, traded him for an injured Puka Nacua. That's what I did.
Insanely fire.
Great. Made up for your first L trade.
What was the QB trade exactly? Because you had Burrow and then you had Allen later.
Jameson. So I traded Burrow away and I got Chris Olave. Okay. Yes, I had Joe Burrow and I gave up Chris Olave, and that's how you got Chris Olave. Or
I got Godwin. I traded Olave to 805.
Yeah. Let's pull up the trades on the screen here.
Sure, I guess.
BBTB, Devon Achane, Bucky Irving, Travis Kelce for Brock Bowers, Chris Godwin, Breece Hall. You got rid of these 3.
Yeah. Hall, I didn't even know I had Bucky. That's crazy. And I saw Bucky. But anyway. Okay. Yeah. Then after that, so that traded Joe Burrow for Olave, kept that. Yeah. Then I had Cooper Kupp in a chain at some point, and I traded it back for Brees Hall.
Look, start from. We're starting from the bottom here. It's going bottom up, by the way.
Brother, look at it.
Look. Puka Nacua for Devin Singletary.
Fire.
I gave you Jacoby Myers. Gave me Cam Akers.
Fire.
Excellent. Yeah,
Love
you're
you.
welcome.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah. And then
Hold on.
Jerry-
Okay, sorry. Go on.
Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper for Puka Nacua, Tyler Conklin.
So the reason why I gave up Puka, because this man, I was not feeling this fool's knee injury, and it said it was really, really bad. So I'm like, yo, I got the wide receiver one in Amari Cooper, and I got Jerry Jeudy just as insurance. And at that time, there was trade rumors of trading, I think, Amari Cooper. And that's why I took that trade.
Yeah, L
Okay.
trade.
Technically.
Next was SF defense and Jerry Jeudy for Bucky Irving. You got Bucky.
That was between you two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Bucky.
This guy was like, "Hey, bro, I need an RB." I was like, "All right, bro,
Okay.
send me some."
Okay.
That was literally the trade that we made.
And then look at this. Look at this. This is the one.
Brees Hall, Tyler Lockett. You got Tyler Lockett, Brees Hall, and you gave up Cooper Kupp, Devon Achane.
The only reason why, right, is because Tua Tagovailoa didn't look like he was going to play ever again. Second thing is that Cooper Kupp was still hurt. He was still hurt. So what did I do? I'm like, yo, Brees Hall has a fire schedule for the playoffs. I'm like, yo, my team at the time was first place by the time. I'm like, yo, I have so much depth. I'm willing to give so much
Yeah.
to get Brees Hall. That was my thought process. Or I would not make that trade if I need those kind of players, which ended up, I really did need those players. I mean, I
Okay.
didn't need more change.
The next two are the craziest to me. Please, Chemo.
Yes. Jalen Hurts for Jacoby Myers, Jamison Williams. You got Jalen Hurts.
I finessed that homie, bro.
That's crazy.
But I talked Jalen Hurts so down, bro, as if he's like Gardner
This
Minshew, bruh.
obviously is a finesse, but go to the next one, Chemo. The last one, please.
Joe Burrow for Chris Olave. You got Chris Olave, and you traded away Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I did. Just because I got Jalen Hurts. I was like, yo, Chris
You
Olave.
understand that?
Huh.
Look, hindsight's 20/20, but brother, if you had just kept Burrow and stopped all this nonsense,
Yeah,
you would have won, bruh.
I know. No,
Burrow
100%.
finished like 5 spots higher than her.
But listen though. If I won my semifinal and I'm in the chip, I beat everyone out of the second, third, fourth place, or like first, second.
Not
and
necessarily. Who would you've QB started? Because Jalen Hurts was out that game in the championship. Remember?
Yeah, I would have went like either Bo Nix, Bryce Young.
Okay.
Bryce Young had like 17 points, 16 points.
It doesn't matter though. I still had 100. I dropped. No. Check it right now. Press on my team real quick. Just real quick. I know we got to end the stream. Click on my
Yeah.
team. I had my player. I think I picked up Brock Purdy off waivers as a backup before Jalen Hurts got hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Brock Purdy dropped 30 points against
Exactly.
Yeah, he went down
I
that game.
picked him up before.
And you had Bucky Irving. You're welcome.
Scheme.
Aaron Jones, league winner, 9 points. Nice.
Bro, Brees Hall fire schedule and gets me 5.8. Guys, I remember I only lost by 7 points in the
Well,
second.
your defense and your kicker got you 23, so that's solid.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And Amari Cooper pops off after I don't do Keenan Allen, bro.
Listen, bro. You fire draft by you.
I just got unlucky.
Questionable management and trades. But
this
hey,
is-
third place, you still got it. Good shit, bro.
I respect.
Um,
This is one closing note before we end the stream. I just want to say that I've said this before about people that are hyperactive with trading. You either are hyperactive with trading or you don't trade at all. The problem with people that don't trade at all is sometimes they need to make trades and they don't. And the problem with people that hyper trade is that they make too many trades. There is a point where your team is like great and you need to just be happy with it. Like you, after the Puka trade, you probably could have stopped. Yeah, you probably could have stopped there. Or after the Bucky Irving trade, there, boom. After you got Bucky Irving from me, your team is just, you have Bucky Irving, Cooper Kupp, Achane. You had Joe Burrow, Jamison Williams, Jacoby Myers. Like, you had a good team, bro. So, yeah, there's a time where you need to just stop making trades. Like, if your team is good, stop. That's it. So, just be aware of that for those of you that
Yeah.
are very active with trades. And then for those that don't trade at all, sometimes you do need to make trades. Look at what he did to his team, flipped his team and made it. I mean, the first trade was bad, but he made up for it really quick after like 2 or 3 other trades. So, I think there's a perfect point of trading. You went over that point, brother. Came down.
Yeah.
But anyways, that'll do it for the stream. I know it's a long one, but it's one of our last few. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please join the Discord and keep in touch. Ask us questions. Ask us if we're doing it again next year. We'll let you know.
And this League Misfits was fun. Salute to all the Misfits. Love each and every one of you. This league will be missed.
Yeah.
This league will not be renewed. I'll tell you that.
This league, may be done after this year. So anyways,
all right, guys.
that'll do it for this stream. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.